friends. For today's Tag Tuesday, I want to do the Cozy Christmas book tag. I was tagged by Krista from Books and Jams, and I just thought this seemed like a lovely holiday book tag. I will leave the link to Krista's tag video and to the original creator of this tag, which I think is brand new this year. So, without further ado, let's get right into the questions. Question number 1 is Twinkling Lights. What is the most beautiful book that you own? And for this, I have lots of options because I generally tend to only own books that I think are aesthetically pleasing. As far as like the ones that I have read that I think look nice on my shelves. So I had to narrow it down, but I picked Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and this is in the Penguin Deluxe Edition, and I've shown this before, but I just think the whole thing is just beautiful. It has the deckled edges, which I can take or leave, but I just love this art style, and I want to collect more in this edition, to be quite honest. And then also, to kind of mirror what Elizabeth from Elizabeth Ann Reads said in her tag video, I also think that the cover of Witchwood by Tahira Mafi is gorgeous as well. I just love the color scheme, and I love just the whole flowers and kind of the juxtaposition of this beauty, and then knowing like that this character is kind of like a little creepy. Then this just brings it to a whole new level when you've actually read the book inside, and you're kind of like, the cover sort of matches the book, but not entirely. So I just think this is really pretty. Question 2, oh boy. Question 2 is The Perfect Tree, and it says, let me actually read it. Will you pay more to get the prettiest edition of a book? And I would like to say no to this question, but the answer is yes. I don't like to spend a lot of money on books, and I don't own a lot of books. Even after starting BookTube, I've realized that I really don't own a ton. Or if I do own them, they probably come from the library book sale, which probably means that they'll go back to the library book sale at some point. But that being said, because I don't tend to buy a lot of full-priced books, if there is one that I really want and I think is really gorgeous and I know that I will like the book, or if I've already read it and I just want to collect it, like the Penguin Clothbound Classics editions, I will buy it no matter what the cost. Not no matter what the cost. I do have my limits, but I will tend to pay full price if it is like a collector's copy or just a pretty book. Question 3 is to build a snowman or to make a Christmassy stack of books. And for that, I will just pop in a picture of the book stack that I made that you can actually sort of see over here. And I just took that down and took this picture, and that is my red and green Christmas book stack. Question 4 is Crackling Fire. Which book makes you feel warm and cozy? And I'm going to kind of sound like a broken record here when I say this, but I am going to say Betsy Tacy, and pretty much the whole series. But I started reading this series for a read-along at the beginning of 2019 and fell in love with it, and it's really going to be a series that I feel like I will continue to go back to just when I need something comforting and just cozy. And it just, there's not a lot of drama in these books. They're definitely feel-good books, so they give me the warm and fuzzy vibes. Question 5 is knee-high socks. What is the longest book you have ever read? Now, I had to go back on Goodreads for this, and I've only been tracking since 2012, apparently. So, according to Goodreads, the longest book I've ever read is the Bible. I did read that last year, the entire way through. And on the non religious text front, the next highest rating, or the next longest book that I've read is apparently The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I actually listened to this on audiobook, and I feel like I need to read it again because I found through that book that high fantasy and audiobooks for me just does not fit. So I think I'm going to reread that at some point, but probably not anytime soon because it is super long. But that will even be surpassed in 2019 when I read War and Peace, which I haven't read yet, but it is this edition is a little over 1,200 pages. So I will definitely be topping Way of Kings soon. Maybe not the Bible. I forgot to look at how many pages that Bible edition was, but but yeah, this will definitely be the longest book I've ever read at that point. Question number 6, ugly sweater. What is the ugliest book cover that you own? And I looked around in my shelves and I found Al Capone does my shirts. And I bought this at the library book sale in March. And I just bought this based off of a friend of mine in real life who was reading this, and he apparently, I think he really liked it, and I just saw it at the book sale and thought, you know what, I have never heard of this book until I heard of my friend reading it. So I gotta see what it's all about. But this cover is just not impressive. Question 7, is Blizzards a book set in the winter or that gives you the chills? And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record because I put Mistletoe and Mayhem by London Lovitz in for this prompt. And it is set in winter, it's set during Christmas, and it's a cozy mystery, which doesn't really give me the chills. But, you know, there's a murder, so technically that probably should give me the chills. But yeah, this could also go for one of the most beautiful books that I own because I just love the art style of the Port Danby series. Love it. And the last question, question 8, is Home for the Holidays. For the rereaders out there, which book do you own that feels like coming home? And for that, I decided to go with The Hobbit by by Tolkien. I can't talk today. Yeah, I'm doing a reread of this with Krista for the Lord of the Rings readathon. Jeez. Next year, and we're going to be reading this in January, and I can't wait. I've probably read this book twice now, and I have not seen the movie version of The Hobbit, actually. I probably need to do that. But I am really excited to revisit this book with Krista and Sarah in January and just relive the magic of the Shire. So that's it. That is the Cozy Christmas book tag. I'm not going to tag anyone, which I know is a cop-out, but I will tag anybody who is doing Vlogmas, and we're in the home stretch, people. So some of you really need some ideas for the end of Vlogmas. So my gift to you is you are tagged in this tag if you still need some Vlogmas options, because I know this is very much appreciated for me because I am starting to run out of ideas. So, all right, friends, I hope you are having a wonderful start to your week, and I will see you tomorrow for another video. Bye, friends.